When I was young, I discovered the value in wandering too far. When I was a teenager, I would do things like swim out into the open water of the lake near my house until I started to cramp up, sometimes as much as a kilometer from shore, and that's when I'd swim back. I was a young man when I discovered the value of nowhere. Nowhere to go and nowhere to be. Being nowhere is something you cannot fake. You can't be nowhere near your home or in your city. You can't have friends nearby or family. You can't get somewhere by giving up and going home, because if you can, then you aren't on a nowhere. You can't have money for a hotel, or a meal, or a cab ride. That would be somewhere. Getting on a nowhere is easy. You hop on a bus or a plane, you have to take it somewhere far away. You leave your wallet and your phone, those are a way to be somewhere, and you can't fake being nowhere. Then, you might find yourself nowhere. Everything's different. You don't know anything or anyone. The setting seems familiar. It's a bustling city full of people, all looking inwards into themselves as they ponder where to go and what needs to get done. Everyone's on their way somewhere. The city streets are just the spaces in between their somewheres. You might spot someone else who's nowhere. Odds are they'll spot you too. You've never seen somewhere who's nowhere before. I mean, you have, but you've never seen them as someone who's nowhere. A mile from shore, a mile from somewhere to be. Oh, you mean camping? I go camping all the time. No, I don't mean camping. With camping, you may be away from home, but you've brought somewhere with you. Remember this? You can't get somewhere by giving up and going home, because if you can, then you aren't on a nowhere. Camping isn't nowhere. I guess it could be if you got a helicopter to drop you off in the woods, but humans are more helpful than bears. Don't you just mean being homeless? No, most homeless work very hard to create a somewhere. They bring the mindset in with them. They'll make a spot and hunker down. They'll defend it. They'll scout the area and get to know it. It will rapidly begin to feel like theirs. They'll fight and ally with others and establish a network. That's somewhere. Nowhere, by definition, is a temporally and spatially unstable thing. It is the act of being cut adrift, of everywhere being equally somewhere to be and nowhere to stay. See that bench over there? That's somewhere to go, somewhere to be, but it's nowhere. It's nowhere because it could never be a somewhere. Gotta make it home to the bench in time for when the kids get home from school. When I swam so far from shore, I took away my ability to give up and go home. In between me and rest was open water and exhaustion. And so it is for a nowhere. In order to be experienced, you must have no way back to wherever somewhere is for you, except time, effort, and persistence. You'll make it somewhere again, that's a given. You'll still have a home and a life waiting for you. But maybe for a week or two, you could find nowhere. Right in the midst of the collective somewhere of thousands of passers-by. Maybe you'll discover how to see the nowhere people who were there all along. Maybe they'll see you seeing them, and you'll find a friend. Maybe you'll look and never find it, being one of those people who are too attached to somewhere to actually be nowhere. You can't fake this. Bringing it out, a phone, a debit card, that's just like swimming a mile along the shore, one toe dragging in the silt the whole way. Why am I telling you this? Because you can't trick your brain. If you want things to be different, then they must actually be different. Nowhere's a real place, but it's also a metaphor. Saying you want your life to change when you keep an out will rob you of any hope you had of it actually being different. Nowheres are my own crisis intervention. Far more acute of a tonic for my ailments than drugs or alcohol or whining on the internet, although I do all of those things. Nothing has ever cured my depression for so long or so thoroughly. Just remember, you can't fake it. Traveling to someone's house far away is going somewhere in a weird way. To go nowhere, there must be no destination. A concept like this is one that must be met with a smile and a nod. I can describe it, but unless you've seen it, these are just words. You may look and never find nowhere, but I assure you that it's there, and populated. At least a few thousand at any time. Like a sunny day on mushrooms in a canoe, if you've seen it, You know what I mean and why I smile. If not, well, how's somewhere working out for you?